Elden Ring is a masterpiece that I want to forget, to play it for the first time again, because I did some things that kinda messed up my first experience. And if you will watch this video till the end, you will know exactly what you shouldn't do to make sure that you will get the best experience possible from Elden Ring. And my first and biggest mistake was I tried to look up on the internet the locations of the best weapons, smithing stones. You know, everyone says that Elden Ring is very hard. Well, it will not be hard or interesting or challenging if you will find those things early on in the game. I left myself out from the feeling when you discover something by yourself. This is the best feeling that this game can give you. But when you're googling stuff and looking for the best build, this is not something that you should look when you're trying to complete the game for the first time or for the second time even. The whole magic of this game is to discover something by yourself. This world is so big. Without the internet, Elden Ring would seem infinite. You don't even know how many quests are there, how many weapons are there. You can play it infinitely and you will probably not find everything by yourself. And the internet, it just leaves out this feeling of the size. You can find some interactive maps which will show you the locations of everything, each weapon, each dungeon, and you see, oh, this game is not that big after all. But if you will not use Google, you will leave this feeling, oh my god, this game still has something to offer to me even after hundreds of hours of playing. That feeling is what makes this game feel special. I tried to rush too much. When you move further into the game, you have better loot, you have more runes, you have more everything, and you don't actually have a lot of reason to go back. And when you go back, it's only because you googled about some weapon that now you want to find and you go back to get it, and all the enemies are weak and there is no challenge. The game basically becomes a grind, which is not that fun. So I would suggest when you even clear the area and kill the area boss, you should try to search more, should try to look for other things, because it's just insane how many quests, dungeons are in each location. It feels the best when you have the spacing that the developers created for you. We all try to look up where is that somber smithing stone number 7, am I right? Well, that is the thing. Developers thought through on when you should find it. A quick tip that you shouldn't even try to look for Somber Stone number 7 before Volcano Manor or the capital. Even though you already have number 8 and 9, use markers. There will be so many times when you will see a location or a dungeon where you cannot complete a boss or you don't have time for that shit for now. Use markers, because later you will completely forget where you've been, which dungeons you finished and which not, and you will miss out on a lot of great loot and interesting interactions. Am I that bitch that used summons for each fight? Yes. Did I use Mimic Tear? Yes. Do I hate myself for that? Definitely. There should be no shame in using summons. But in the end, when you have OP build and Mimic Tear, you just basically spam L2 on your bosses while your Mimic Tear aggroes those bosses on itself. It is not a fun way to play this game. What I suggest you to do not use the best summons in the game, the most OP summons in the game like Mimic Tear, Black Knife T-Shit. Try to kill a boss without summons for a couple of times, and if you cannot, use the ones that are not overpowered. I had the most fun when I used summons that had a lot of folks. This was my army. You will feel that you are just using a great game mechanic and not cheesing every boss. You should never forget that this is an RPG game. This is not an action adventure. And when you take this approach, you start to build your character around the lore, and you create these interesting builds from the imagination, not from the guides on the most OP build. Think about creating some lightning ninja with daggers or some flame witch with a freaking scythe. That approach really makes you feel like a kid again. I saw a Reddit post when some guy insulted the the other one because that guy said that he spent almost 100 hours in the game and he only completed like half of it. And the other guy said, well, I 100%ed the game in 70 hours. What are you even doing there? You're so lame and get good and stuff. I'm almost sure that the person who spent 100 hours and completed only half of the game is the person who enjoys the game more. So take your time, because the first walkthrough will be the coolest one. This is the one that you will remember the most. So a quick tip, before you get to the top of the giant, to the boss of that area, just go back and explore everything. I wish I did it on my first playthrough. And if you're interested in some PvP action with one of the best Ashes of War in the game, check out this video here.